Hello everyone, welcome back to the RathCo Gaming channel, and unless you're watching this on TikTok live, then welcome either way. Whether you're watching this on RathCo Gaming or live right now, this is the RathCo member-only program, Dark Thoughts, and this special edition live episode is just a sample of, well, this is just going to be one episode of a show called Dark Thoughts, which is a mature adult-themed version of Deep Thoughts. Dark Thoughts is only available through YouTube if you are a RathCo Elite member. Okay, so the topic for this episode of Dark Thoughts is going to be personal loss. Now, most people in the world, unfortunately, have at some point or another experienced personal loss. Whether it be the death of a family member or a very close friend. You all know that I've had my experiences with loss already. My father, my grandparents, my childhood friend Stephen Krosniak, which I did a documentary about. But the most difficult part of losing someone is dealing with that loss and being able to cope and move on. Because that person would more than likely want you to live a full life and be happy and move on. But in my experience, no matter who you are, when you lose someone close to you, it's devastating. It's a devastating blow to the foundation of your life. But as long as you have good people around you and a support system, you can get through it. Myself personally, I have, when my grandparents passed away, I still had a mother and a father. And when my father passed away, my wife, Jennifer, was with me, and my daughter. However, there are some people in this world that have to grieve alone. And that's awful, and my heart goes out to those people, because if there's one thing that you should never have to go through alone, it's a personal loss. Now, unfortunately, no one lives forever, so we're all going to have to face a loss at some point or other. But that doesn't mean that you have to face it alone. Some people say that with every end is a new beginning. Myself personally, when I was confronted with loss, like when I got the call from the hospital informing me that my father's heart, they couldn't get it, having trouble keeping it going, and then they told me he had passed, my whole world stopped for, I don't even know how long it was. I don't even know how much time had gone by, but my universe just halted. And when that happened, I just froze up, and after I snapped out of it, I hopped into my father's truck and I raced to the hospital. But it wouldn't have mattered. Unfortunately, he was already gone. But I got to go into his hospital room and I got to, sit with him and say goodbye. I just wish I could have been there to say goodbye personally. Just like my friend Steve Krosniak that passed away. I never got to say goodbye to him either. And, I thank God for my wife and my daughter and my support system that I had, because loss is devastating for anyone who loses a loved one, or anyone for that matter. When you develop a relationship with someone, when you spend years with someone, when you get close to someone, whether it be a romantic relationship, whether it be a family, a relative relationship, or just a friend of yours, the longer you know someone, the more devastating it is when you lose them. Or at least that's how it is with me, in my experience. But everybody has a different experience, I guess it depends on who you are and where your station in life is and how you view death and loss. I mean, it's unfortunate that we all have to go through it at some point or another, because no one lives forever, but the best that we can hope for is that those that we have lost went without pain. And we can take solace in the fact they're no longer in pain. My father was diabetic, he had COPD, he had COVID, and he was in so much pain toward the end, and that's the only real thing that I can take solace in now, is that, although I cannot be with him, he's with me in spirit, and he's no longer in pain. And that's like the only thing that I can personally think of that would, I had some books here somewhere if I can find the damn things, but I had family photograph books. I was going to show you some photos of my father, but maybe in the next episode. But so like Steve and I, we would do everything together. Like we would spend weeks together in the summertime. And like I said, you spend that much time with someone, you're obviously going to develop an attachment to that person. Your friendship, your relationship with that individual is going to just continue to grow and grow and grow. But and that's, some people choose not to have connections with people specifically for that reason, because they do not want to feel the pain of loss. But in my opinion, I think that it's definitely worth it to have those connections, to have those relationships with people. I think that it's way better to have them than not to have them, But of course, that's just my opinion, so. But in the case of every friend that I've ever had, I'm not trying to put one friend above another, but it makes me profoundly happy that I had all those friendships and relationships. Like, if I could turn back time, I wouldn't change a thing. Although it hurts to lose people, the good memories that I have with those people are worth it, The good sometimes outweighs the bad. Yeah, I have no idea where those photo albums are. But as I was saying, the good outweighs the bad almost every time. Some of the most difficult things for me personally is I from time to time I think I see someone that I know has passed away, and a few times I almost ran up to the person because I could swear it was them. Obviously it wasn't. But when those moments occur, when I see someone that looks like someone that I've lost, all these memories come flooding in, like memories of happy times that I spent with them, memories of better moments in my life, things of that nature. And the nostalgia is great, but no matter what you do, what really gets to me is that I can never speak to that person again. I can never communicate with those people again. I can never see those people again, as far as I know, in this lifetime anyways, but none of us know what the afterlife holds for us. I wish that there was something that I could say to all of you that would lessen the pain of loss, but I guess the only advice I can really give is to hold on to the relationships that you have, because you literally never know when someone is going to pass away. None of us know when our time is going to be. And as frightening a thought as that is, as I said, the memories that I will always keep and I will always struggle to remember are the good memories. The bad memories we have with people, obviously we try to forget those memories. But as much as we can't forget them, we focus on the good and we try to block out the bad ones. And that's what I've tried to do my entire life. But there are people in my life to where, as much as I think and think and think, I literally cannot think of any bad memories. And Stephen Krosniak was one of those people in my life, along with my other friend Jason Depew. Those two and my friend, a living friend of mine who's like a sister to me, we'll call her Eve. 3 people that I would struggle to remember a bad time with. And I think it's definitely worth it to have relationships than not. Like some people experience a loss or a pain so bad, like a bad breakup or something like that, that they convince themselves that they would rather be alone to avoid that pain. But in my opinion, I think that's the worst possible thing that you can do, because being alone, it takes a mental toll on your body, and it takes a physical toll, and I would imagine that it's extremely depressing, that type of isolation. So in my opinion, it's much better to have connections with people than to try to isolate yourself. And I hope that you all enjoyed this episode of Dark Thoughts on personal loss. Please, if you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to like and subscribe, turning on all notifications for both RathCo Gaming as well as RathCo Outdoors.